Today we want to talk about the issue about chasing your dream. In fact, maybe I should put it this way. What is preventing you from chasing your dream? Now you do know that I'm going to go through the 4 behavioral styles that we normally do for you to understand what's really preventing you from chasing your dream. Now whether you are a driver, the D stands for driver, or whether you are an I for an influencer, or you are an S for a supporter, or you are a C for Mr. Compliant, you have to know that all of us behave differently when it comes to chasing our dreams. Now, I would like to help you understand, people normally start with what's in it for me, and you just want to listen to who you are. Like for instance, if you are compliant, the only thing you're waiting for is for the facts that I'm going to give you about how you can chase your dream effectively. But this teaching is all about understanding all behavioral styles, and so that you can help other people chase their dreams and help them get results through what you are learning. So the whole thing is not about you. It's not what's in it for me, it's what's in it for them. So let's start with the driver. What is the one thing that's really going to help or prevent them from chasing their dream? I would like to say that I believe it's the one thing, and that is that they are absolutely disorganized. The D's are so busy, their minds are all over the place, that they are too disorganized to really sit down and to follow their dream. Now I want to tell you one thing. That's one of my problems. I'm always busy with so many things that sometimes I have to say to my wife when she speaks to me that I can't hear her, because I said to her, if you don't have my eyes, you don't have my mind. And if you are a driver, that's true for you. So the first thing that's really going to stop you from chasing that dream, if you're the driver, is because you are disorganized. So later on we're going to look at what are the steps to take. What should we practically do? And I'm going to give you physical steps for each one of these 4 behavioral styles, what to do to start chasing your dream in the right way. So for the drivers, they are disorganized. Then when we get to the influencers, I want to tell you that it's because they are distracted. I behavioral types are so busy with following the next shiny thing. We call it shiny object syndrome. That is, if something shines, they chase it. And if you have a dream and you should be chasing and following your dream, you are distracted from doing it because you are distracted through life. Things just happen. You always find you're busy with A or you're busy with B, and you just find that you are not following and clicking into your dream. So that is what's stopping you from chasing your dream, because you have become distracted. So many things to do. Now, what about the people that are more quiet of nature? Hi Sharon, great to have you on. We're speaking to you now. And that is that the supporter, the person that's a supporter. We find that the number one thing why they would not be chasing their dream is because they are disillusioned. They're disillusioned because life has dealt them such a bad apple. Things happen to them. These people sort of step into the wrong side of things. They intend well, but people tend to abuse them because it's so soft and beautiful, and therefore they become disillusioned and they start giving up on a dream and say, I'll never live my dream, I'm just not cut out for it. But I want to tell you that there's hope for you, because all you have to do is to realize you can pursue your dream, but you have to start chasing it. And I'm going to give you the key just now as to what you should be doing to chase that dream. The last person, of course, is our Mr. and Mrs. Compliant. Why are they not chasing their dreams? For the following reason. They have become detached. They're not really tuned into reality. They become detached because they are so given to what has happened in the past that they will start off thinking each day, what happened yesterday, what happened the week before, what happened the year before. So they become detached to the reality of, because remember, chasing a dream is something that's still to come, yet to come. So there's no ways that you can chase it if you keep on thinking about the past. So the compliant person falls into the trap of being detached. So let's repeat those 4. For the driver, they are disorganized. For the influencer, they are distracted. For the supporter, they are disillusioned. And for the C, they are detached. A great comment there from Sharon as a supporter saying, yes, they're disillusioned because they sometimes just don't feel that they're good enough. But that's because of the hand that life has dealt you. Things happen to you because you are so good. Like one of the problems with, I know with an S, is that they don't know how to set boundaries. But if you can set boundaries, remember, set them in a nice, proper way. If you set boundaries in an ugly way, you're actually pushing away the very people that you want to attract to you. So if one of your dreams is chasing a relationship, a full-time relationship, you have to say to yourself, it's not about finding the right person, it is about being the right person. That's right. So there we have the 4 reasons why the D, the I, the S, and the C are not chasing their dreams. So let's get to some remedial action. What do we do to help them get to the next level? I think for the Ds, it's actually quite easy. You need to get them to refocus. If you can get a D to say, stop doing what you're doing, look at everything that's on your table, literally refocus. Refocus and say, I want to chase my dream again. By first distilling that dream, putting it in front of you, cutting it out in front of you. And I'll touch on a dream board just now when we go through all the teaching. Because a dream board could be the result of how you're reminded what your dream is that you're chasing. So for the D, you want to refocus. Now, that's got many permutations. You might have to refocus every area of your life. You might have to refocus physically. That means, how am I going to live myself more healthily? You might have to refocus emotionally. You might have found that you've become short and abrupt and people find it difficult to associate with you. Well, refocus. Put people skills into place. You may have found that spiritually, you've become so busy you don't even have your daily devotions anymore. Well, refocus. Get it done. And so I can continue. So all those areas of your life need to be refocused so that you, as the D, as the driver, will know it's possible to start chasing that dream. You have to get out of that disorganized way of how you're approaching, making, and living your dream. Let's look at the I. What do we do with them? How can we get the I's or the influences to basically go to the next level? Now remember, they were distracted. There's so many things happening. Life is just happening too fast. The next exciting thing has happened and their dream is put on the back burner. Well, what they need to do is to reprioritize, because there are certain priorities in life. Now, chasing your dream has got priorities of saying what must be done first, what must be done second, what must be done third. But always ask the question, what do I need to do specifically to reprioritize? I can tell you now, they've got a problem with following through. They will run to the next exciting thing and they make promises, but they somehow don't get to following through in the thing. So what they want to do is to find a way to really follow through. Glor, all the way from Malaysia, it's great to have you on again. So now we're moving to what the S or the supporter can do to basically get back on track. Because remember, they're disillusioned, so they're not chasing the dream. That's what's preventing them. The way that will take them back to really connecting with the dream is to reconnect. We said with the D that they need to refocus. We said with the I they need to reprioritize. And we said with the S that they need to reconnect. That reconnection is basically number one with themselves. Because they are so busy looking after everybody else and getting everybody else happy that they forget to love themselves. You know, the Word of God says, love others like you love yourself. And the problem is that a supporter normally forgets to love themselves first. They are so service-oriented in helping everybody else. That's why I say you need to get reconnected to your purpose as a human being as to what you can do to make the difference. But remember, it's not about marrying the right person, it's about being the right person in a relationship. And then when we come to Mr. and Miss Compliant, how do we help them to basically chase that dream again? Because they were detached. They have to regroup. Now, regrouping means a lot. In fact, regrouping for a compliant person takes a longer time than what it would take for the others, because they have to first go back to the past and first group what has happened in the past, draw there to the conclusion, see what worked, and then they will be able to get to the point. So let me just repeat, what are the activities that should take place? And that is that for the driver, they need to refocus. And the influencer, they need to reprioritize. And for the S, they need to reconnect. And for the C, they need to regroup. Now, you say to me, all good and well. This is just a way of talking, because what we're talking about is why people are not chasing their dream anymore. And we said that the D's are basically disorganized. What I'm now going to help you is give you the absolute key This is the missing key that can take any D or driver to the next level. This is how you're going to do it. You want to learn how to declutter your life. There's so much clutter. You have to declutter your life from all the little things that consume you. You know what's one of them? You get hooked onto Facebook. You get hooked, and the moment you start watching it, you can't stop yourself because you need to go through everything as fast as possible. Well, declutter your life. Make it simpler. Take the Facebook away. Switch it off if you have to. Hey, but on Friday at 3 o'clock, you come to Free Coaching Friday and you don't miss the session. All right, Mr. Driver, that's what you want to do. So that's what you say for the drivers. What do we ask the influencers to do and to be reminded of? The best way for you is to implement a system. You need a system. You need to take a diary and you need to write down and say, what do I need to do step by step and in little chunks, how to chase my dream again. Because if you can't put a system in place, you will forever just talk about it and never follow through. So the system is the solution. That is the key for the influencer to start chasing their dream again. What is the key for the S or the supporter to start chasing their dream again? It's the word community. You need to find, how do I reintegrate myself into a community? 10 to 1, you will need a coach. You will need somebody, a friend that can sit alongside you and start dreaming with you and start helping you, because you normally lack a little bit of self-confidence to say to you, you can do this. Yes, go for it. So you need to come into a community of people, a community of friendship, where that relationship is going to take you to the next level. So you reintegrate yourself. That is your key. As a supporter, you want to go into a community. And then lastly, how do we get the C, the Mr. Compliant? How do we get them to basically become supercharged in terms of chasing their dream again? You want to start plotting. Now, plotting in the case of the compliant person is small term, medium term, and long term. Why? Because your mind is, remember, it used to be detached. It was so detached that it brought you back to regrouping. Now, regrouping puts things in little boxes. Life works better in boxes for you. Now, if I say that you need to plot, I want you to plot at what does it take? What do I need to do to basically start chasing my dream again? Short term, I have to do the following. Medium term, I have to do the following. Long term, I have to do the following. Start plotting that journey. Because remember, chasing your dream is a process. Now, guys, I want to remind you, we're talking about the issue today of chasing your dream. Now, ultimately, what can help here is a dream board. A dream board is something that you can put up on your wall that says, that's where I would like to go to. Marlena, great to have you there all the way from the north. So what you do is you establish a dream board. Get yourself a few magazines and start cutting out pictures. Like, for instance, if you want a beautiful house, if that is your dream, cut out a property that resembles what you are really trying to dream toward. Put it up so you can look at it. If you want a new car, cut out a new car. Put it up there, and that's what's going to help you see what you want to do in every way. But guys, now I want to help you with what is wrong with the dream boards that people have up. I've seen so many people with dream boards, and they are not chasing their dream anymore. Yuri, it's great to have you there all the way from Durban. What you have to do is to say that the part that's missing is, what step must I do, or what action must I take to get me to the house? Here's the logical answer. If you want a beautiful home, you need money. That's right. If you don't have the money, how do you think that you're going to be able to chase that dream of having this beautiful home? Other people put up their travel. They put up the aeroplane, and they say that they really want to go and travel more. Well, what is the obvious ingredient that is missing? Well, a watch. Because you need more time to travel. You can't just travel whenever you want, unless you're totally financially free and you're only living off passive recurring income. So you need to say to yourself, so what I want to now encourage you is, on your dream board, if at your home, go and put a dollar sign there, or go and put a picture of money in front of it, that you know what you have to do to get it. But then not just money, you need to say how much, by when. Whoa. Now the dream board becomes a little bit more specific. Very small, right? How much it needs to be by when. Now, traveling. It's all about time. You need to say to yourself, how will I carve out the time to basically go and travel? Health and fitness. So many people focus on that, and they cut out this hourglass body of somebody else and say, one day I'm going to look like that. Here's the problem. What must you do to get a body like that? You need to go to gym. You need to exercise. You need to eat right. So what I want you to do is on the dream board, cut out a little gym, a picture of somebody in the gym. Cut out maybe a healthy shake, but cut out the things that you need to add so that your dream board makes sense, that you do two things. You see the dream that you want to chase, but you also see the action step necessary that you have to take to get there. So let's summarize then for today. We said, are you chasing your dream? And I said, better yet, what is preventing you from chasing your dream? And I'd like to just help you understand, when it comes to our driver, what prevents you from chasing your dream is that you are disorganized. So what do you need to do to fix it? You have to refocus. Now this is for Lothar. Lothar said to me, whenever I'm busy, can I please just in the end give a little summary of what the D has to do? So this is not all the Ds. But this is a little bit more in what's in it for me, but you now need to summarize all 4 of these. So the D, you are disorganized, so you have to become more refocused, and the way to do that is to declutter your life. Guess what's going to happen then? Results. Isn't that the one thing that drives the driver's behavior? You want results. So if you can really do that, don't be disorganized, refocus yourself, declutter, and eventually you'll see the results. What about the influencer? Let's summarize the life of the influencer. We said that they are distracted, and because they are distracted, they have to do something specifically. They have to reprioritize. How do they reprioritize? They have to get onto a system. That system that says to them what they have to do. Take your diary, write down the steps, write down what you're going to do, and what you're going to get in the end is the recognition that you so desire. Because if you're an influencer, you are driven by being recognized as you've made it. Your dream is making a difference. Absolutely. Significance is so important if you are an I. Let's summarize for the S. The S that's not chasing a dream is because they are disillusioned. Disillusioned for where they are, who they've become, and that they're basically not good enough. And we said, how do we fix that? We said from being disillusioned, they have to reconnect to why they want to actually chase a dream. They have to reconnect to who they are. They have to connect with the next step is the community. You need to get a coach. If you are a supporter, you need a coach in your life. You need the guidance to say what you could be considering on the next step. It's very rare that a supporter can go successfully through chasing a dream without a coach. And what's going to be the result in the end? Relationships, because you are getting your dream, your relationship will fall in place, and there's no better reward than relationships. You know, my brother phoned me from Richards Bay today, and he said to me, I'm phoning you before 3 o'clock because I know that's when you are alive. And I said to him, thank you, but that just shows how tuned in he is. He phones me before the time because he knows how to connect. And what is the result? Relationship. I will go to the end of the earth for that man because he really cares. And then lastly, let's summarize what happens to Mr. and Mrs. Compliant. What was their problem? Why are they not chasing their dream? They're not chasing their dream because they are detached. So how do we fix it? We get them to regroup. And how do we get them to regroup? We ask them to plot short-term, medium-term, and long-term. And the moment you've done that, what is going to be your result? One thing, the feeling that I've done it right, and chase your dream.